Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be comparing the two best Bitcoin ETFs to have in your portfolio. The two names as listed here is BTCI through Neos Investments and IBIT, which is through BlackRock iShares. We can see on the max total return, we can see where they are both stacking up to each other. Obviously, they haven't been around that long. We'll talk about that in just a moment here, but we can see the clear winner here is actually IBIT, but falling right behind is BTCI. If we want to look at all where this has been, we can see these funds haven't been around that long. The inception date was only back on January 11th, 2024, and the Neos fund was only back here on, I believe, October 17th, 2024, and we can see how they are stacking up against each other. So the thing to look at here is the dividend. Obviously, with BTCI, we get a high yield dividend. We can look at that on the website in just a moment, but we can see right here it's listed at 9.22%. We can see when it was. We can also see the performance of both of these ETFs. We can see down here on the average return since inception, BTCI has overtaken IBIT, which is impressive at 135.18% versus IBIT at 38.99%. On the 1 year, we can see it's a little different because remember, these funds haven't been out that long, but on year to date, BTCI is actually beating out IBIT, which is impressive again. You can see on the 1 month, that dividend is actually helping to give a higher amount in total return. We can see as we scroll down here at the top 25 holdings, there's not much to see here because it doesn't actually hold very much. We can actually look at that on the company's website. But something else to look at really quick here is the overview. So we can see on where the stock price is at, where it has changed, and the assets under management. We can see obviously that IBIT has billions under management and BTCI only has 87.08 million. The expense ratios are very different, but we can see that beautiful yield there at 9.22%. We can go look at the technicals if we want. We can see where it has been stacking up, the RSI, to see if it's overbought or oversold. We're actually sitting at a really good price right there. Dividends, of course, and then the overall profile of where these inception dates were. And I told you right there, October 17th, 2024 and January 5th, 2024. These funds haven't been around that long. I would recommend adding these both to your portfolio. Let's jump into the next website to show you some more details about BTCI. So it has a distribution rate of 29.50%. The 30-day yield is 2.24%, and the expense ratio is 0.98%. A bit higher, but you're also receiving a dividend, so that is nice. We can see the fund details here. Again, the fund has been increasing slowly. As we record this video, the net assets continue to go up, which is impressive. So this fund is growing quite substantially. If we want to come down here, we can see where the net asset value is at, the daily change, and anything else. What's really great about their website is we can go look at the performance. We can see at 34.38% on the 3-month and 36.1% on the market performance. So it's appreciating very well. And if we want to see anything else about the fund, we can go ahead and scroll to the very bottom. Go ahead and pause this video if you want to look at it more in detail. Here is what BlackRock's website will show regarding IBIT's ETF. So we can see the price here at 55.27. We can see the overall return right here on the NAV change. The total return since as of February 12th, 2025. Remember, that will change, and we can see the sponsor fee right there. We can read about what this has been performing like. We can also look at the performance here. What's really nice is they have the hypothetical chart, like $10,000 in here, what that would have grown into. We can go to the very back here and look at, okay, there's a benchmark, there is IBIT, and we can see sitting at today, we would be sitting at right there at $20,657.53, an increase of 106.58%. Impressive to say the least. Let's keep scrolling down to see some of the key factors on this. So we can see the net funds. We can see it's in the billions, like I had mentioned before. We can see any of the other information to understand where is the money actually being held within this fund. We can go to the bottom here and look at, okay, where are they actually holding it? We can see BTCI, right? FX, alternative, and then some cash right there on hand. And that's pretty much it for the iShares ETF. Let's go into the final website here just to compare the both so you guys can see how it benefits you in the long run. Still one of my favorite websites, the Dividend Channel. We're going to compare both of them, BTCI and IBIT, and I'm going to show you what the chart looks like. Now that we can compare the both funds, I always like to go to the total return here. We can see even though IBIT does not pay a dividend, and this says with dividends reinvested, it's at 44.97%. It's still good to compare it because on BTCI, we actually do get a dividend and it's actually at 29.29%. What's interesting here is we can come down here and look at without dividends reinvested. Notice how those numbers slightly change with the BTCI at 29.44% versus up here, we were looking at 29.29%. It's interesting to see how this website is handling it. Notice both of these funds are growing substantially with the $10,000, but I think it's best to have both of these funds in a portfolio, especially some exposure to Bitcoin. Let me know if you guys have any more questions on this or any specific ETFs you want to talk about. Please drop it down below. Like always, thank you for supporting the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.